This is a very odd movie, to say the least. It was pretty funny at some points, but very odd, very brutal. Not too many kills with women, which definitely is a new thing for horror movies. Because horror movies, it's typically like, oh, look, this woman's having sex with a guy. Kill her and kill the guy, too. Um, but there's only one woman that dies in this movie, and it isn't very graphic. So, Tammy and the T-Rex is about this girl who's dating a guy, but she has a boyfriend, and he's like a terrible person. So, he literally straight up tries to murder fucking him. He leaves him in this, like, wildlife resort or something to die, and he gets tore up by a lion. He's in the hospital. She comes to see him. A doctor comes and is like, oh, he's dead, and then just takes his body and puts his brain in a T-Rex. Yeah, that is what happens. It's fucking weird. The T-Rex kills two of the assistants or whatever, and then the two main characters, they go on to go do shit. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing shit. They're fucking weird. They're always like kissing and doing all kinds of weird shit. They're obviously together. There's some genuinely funny moments. There's some homophobia in here. With the two cops make jokes about how not to bend over in front of this gay guy, even though he's a kid. They also almost say the F slur in one scene, but they stop themselves. I thought that scene was actually pretty funny. Where they're like, oh, hey, we got your pho. And then they say, son, here. I thought that scene was pretty funny. I actually laughed at that one. This movie's just so bizarre, it's hard to look away. So it's honestly pretty entertaining. Eventually she realizes that T-Rex is her boyfriend when he, repeatedly points at himself or something and tries to show her things that he thinks, she'll recognize him for. Eventually, he, gets gunned down. And even the characters that gun him down in the first place are crying for some reason. Plus, the character that put him in this situation in the first place, there's this woman that was, dating the other character that did this shit. She doesn't die for whatever reason, even though she was also a terrible person. We don't even know if she gets arrested. So, she gets a happy ending, I guess, for some reason. Then there's this one high school girl that gets her leg, bit by the T-Rex, and they kind of cut away from it. But every other kill in the movie is pretty graphic, like guts getting ripped out, people being stepped on, heads getting chomped off. It's crazy. And then her, just leg bite. And then they talk about how she's dead. They also make gross comments about, the other cops make gross comments about high schoolers and how hot they are. It's so weird. I don't know why they added that. Very weird. The movie gets even weirder, if it's possible, with the ending. With, her putting his brain in a camera or some shit, and she starts doing a striptease. Weird as hell. I honestly don't recommend watching it. It's not a bad movie. The absurdness is funny at times, but it's honestly not enough. Yeah, I didn't look away, watched the whole movie. It was pretty okay, but it's definitely not something I would ever watch again, unless I was watching it with a friend just to see their reactions to certain parts. It's just an okay movie.